In this video, we will see how to add row or rows in our existing data frame. So what we will do is that we will have a data frame. So let's say the data frame is something like this. So we will have columns and there will be some rows in the data frame, and we will add a new row or one or more number of them to the data frame. So we will have to do this. So let's see how to do it. Let us first discuss the technique we will use to achieve this operation of adding rows to the data frame. So what we will do is that we will create a new data frame with the new rows. Now you must note that the new data frame must contain the rows in a manner that the column names are the same as that in the original data frame. Once we have this new data frame, we will use the Rbind function provided by R to add this new data frame to the original data frame. So let's discuss the syntax and the function Rbind, how it works. So we have the Rbind function. In this, first we give the original data frame, which is the one to which we want to add the new rows. Then you give the new data frame where the new rows are contained, and then you can give a parameter strings as factor. Either it can be true or it can be false. We have discussed strings as factor before, so you must be aware of that. We see an example. So we have our data frame v underscore marks. Let's say we create another data frame called v underscore new underscore students, which contains the new rows. So I can say Rbind v underscore marks, comma, v underscore new students, comma, strings as factor is equal to false. And the result of Rbinds, I can assign it back to v underscore marks. On doing that, v underscore marks will now contain the rows from v underscore marks and also the rows from v underscore new underscore students. So let's head to RStudio and see this in action. So here we're in RStudio. So we will first create our data frame. We are familiar with this, so I will just run through this. So I create our data frame. So that is done. Once that is done, I rename the columns just like we had done in the previous video, so that the column name is a little less lengthy. So there we have renamed the columns, and I have shown you what our data frame looks like. Now once we have our data frame, we will create our new data frame. That is, we want to add 3 more students to our data frame, and the data is here, the vectors are here. So I create these vectors, and from these vectors I create our new data frame v underscore new underscore students. So I create the data frame, and this data frame looks like this. So here we have our new data frame. You notice that it contains the same column names just like we had in our original data frame. So we will just verify that once again. I will take a look at the original data frame. So notice that the column names are the same. Okay. Now we have the original data frame and the new data frame. So I can use the function Rbind, and I give the original data frame and I give the new data frame, and I say strings as factor is equal to false. So if I do just this much, you notice that it creates the new data frame but it is not assigned back to v underscore marks. So v underscore marks is still unchanged. So to do that, I have to run the entire command where I say v underscore marks is assigned to Rbind's output. So once I've done that, now if I take a look at v underscore marks, you notice that all the rows are now there, that from the original data frame and also from the new data frame. If you take a look at the structure of v underscore marks, you notice that it is the same. It has not changed from the original which we had created. So now what I can do is that I can attach my v underscore marks so that I can do some queries on this. So if I make a query, say v underscore marks where the company is equal to MC, you notice that I get the result from the new data frame, which I have created after adding the new the records to the original data frame. Now one thing to notice is that I will just reset our R so that all the things that we have done is lost. So now that has happened. So once I've done that, now I create our original data frame once again. So I create our original data frame once again. So there it is got created. Now what I do is that I create our new data frame. The new data frame is still not created. It is under the vectors. So now the new data frame has got created. Now what I do is that I reverse the order in which I use the rbinds function. I say rbinds v underscore new students, comma v underscore marks. V underscore marks. So when I execute this, notice what happens. So when I execute this, now if I look at v underscore marks, you notice that the sequence of records is now the new data frames records have come first, followed by the original records of the data frame v underscore marks. So the sequence in which I give the data frames in rbinds determines the sequence in which the records are added to the data frame.